Action!
All right, today we're gonna try out our advanced laser equipment. Is that the name of the company?
I think so.
Anyway, we bought this laser. We're gonna try it on several different things. One thing I can say about this company is the customer support was pretty dang good.
I'll get you the name and put it in the.
Yeah.
We'll put it in the comments down below. The link to their.
We had a couple small issues that were mainly our fault, but they took care of it. So I do recommend that company.
So what all we lasering here today?
All right, we got a piece of stainless attached to a piece of cast iron. We got I think that may be an aluminum or maybe it's a tin heat shield with a plating on it.
So we want to find out if it damages that what it does to this when we actually hit that.
We got a piece of brass.
All right.
We got some all thread that's been laying out back for a while. We got just a regular piece of steel with mill coating on it. We have a bracket that we had, this is part of a kit for a long travel suspension we're doing. This is a swinger for the steering. We have cardboard, believe it or not. We have some bolts stuck in the cardboard like you usually do if you're gonna paint them. We have a little bracket here. Or not actually a bracket, actually shifts this winch in and out of gear. We have a winch cover that's pretty much cleaned up, except down here in the corners, it's got some buildup in it. And here we have some buildup. Let me turn it where you can see it. We have some buildup in here, and we have some corrosion and buildup in here.
Let's see what it does to that.
Yeah. And then we have this valve cover that I just found in the back. It's never been touched by anything. Of course, there's the oil cap. And then
It hasn't done very well with crusty stuff, so we'll see what it does with that.
Yeah, this is just a piece of E-coated steel for a Bronco patch.
I bet it removes all the paint off of that.
Well, we'll see what happens. I had the laser set up at 1,000 watts because I did try it a little bit earlier and 500 wasn't cutting it. We could try 800.
I think 500 will work with light rust. I think if it's anything heavier than that.
We're going to knock her down to 800. Now it comes with these goggles. You do need to wear something. I've got to wear glasses, so I'm not wearing the goggles. But what I am doing is wearing my welding hood set on grind and about a number 3. So let's give this a whirl. We'll shoot each one and then we'll look at it a little bit. We'll go from there. The laser does have to be up to 80 degrees. We had to turn the heater off. It's cold here in Texas. We're close. Maybe we'll see if it'll work. We'll see what it does. To activate it, when you first turn it on, make sure you have this open all the time until you turn everything off and then close it, because it will burn your lenses up. And we'll show you the lenses here in a minute. All right, this is gonna be stainless, tin,
And cast iron.
and cast iron. Let's see what happens here. On 800, we might have to take it up a notch now.
All right, try it again. Here we go. Take 2.
This is stainless. It's off a truck, we did nothing to it. Cast iron. This is tin. I don't know if it's gonna do anything else. It's really
Just
not
gonna
good.
knock basically on the tin, it's just gonna knock any impurities off the top of it. We go and see what it did, show them what it did here. So, there's where we hit that.
There was carbon buildup on it.
Where did you hit the cast iron? Oh, right here, you can see,
Yeah, well, I'm gonna
you can
flip
see
this over
you can
and
see the
we're-
line from there to there.
Yeah, I've done a little bit of the cast iron earlier. I'm gonna do a little more right here.
All right.
You can see where I was earlier. You gotta go slower than I've been going.
That cleans that up now. That's one of the great things about it is you can get into areas with it that you couldn't get in with sandblasting or anything else.
Well, you can get in there, but you gotta deal with the sand.
Yeah.
Problem. I mean, temperature is negligible, I would say.
All right, then brass.
Brass, I really don't know what it's going to do.
I know what it's that black part right there. It's gonna take off. I guarantee you that. That's on the wood.
That's wood.
I'll watch it burn that off. I bet you. That's just like cleaning the wood. It basically just cleaned the wood.
Yeah, did a really nice job.
That's crazy. So flip that back over.
Let's see what it does.
Hold on, I want to see what it did on this side first. What did it? Kind of dulled it, didn't it?
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about the brass part.
Yeah, it kind of give it that.
It kind of dulled the brass part.
We're going to shoot this piece of all thread, and it's been laying out a while, so let's see what it does. And we're still on 1,000. We could go up to 50. We actually go to 2,000. We're at halfway right now. So we might turn it up and hit that cast iron again since we don't need that piece.
Took all the rust off of it.
Let's hit it with a wire brush.
That's what I say. Haven't we? We've had to wire brush some of this stuff. If it's really, really crusty, it'll burn it off, but it doesn't actually remove it if it's got that much crust on it.
And the real test, I guess, will be running on it. Look, you can see shiny metal under there.
Yeah.
So it did its job. I don't know why you'd ever do this.
So hit the wire brush. Hit this with a wire brush right here, and then hit it with a laser. So I think if you remove the crust from it, now hit that spot with a laser and see. I think if you remove the crust from it, you'll get down and get clean metal.
Here we go.
Look about the same, a little bit better.
Yeah,
That's a little cleaner.
a little better. I don't know why you'd ever use it on all thread, but I mean, you could if you had something you had to save that was threaded.
Well, I'm gonna move back over on
This
this
is just
side.
a piece of steel with mill coating on it. We've ground on both ends for some reason, but we're gonna shoot her and see what happens down there. Here we go. Ain't really doing nothing. Mill coating.
It really has to have something to burn off. So it has to have something. I mean, where it's done something to it, but I mean, it really has to have something that's more of a coating. You turn it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Turn it up to 15.
we're gonna go 1,200. I'm gonna go 15.
I just don't know that there's enough on that to. We'll see. Well, obviously doing something to it. I just. Well, yeah.
I mean, it's moving. It's got a little heat in it.
All right. I know it's really good for cleaning welds. Supposedly.
We'll see.
So basically, if you're, there's not a lot to remove off of there, so it doesn't tell you a whole lot, but it cleaned up the welds nice and shiny.
Yeah, the thicker parts look really good.
I'm interested to see what it does to this cardboard.
I can tell you what it's going to do to the cardboard if you bear down on it, but we'll show you what it's going to do with the cardboard.
We have a 5. Dang. Yeah, don't do it on cardboard.
Yeah, we
Need something else to hold your bolts with for that.
you know that's This is what you know a lot of people do. We do it a lot here is we'll poke holes, we'll clean the bolts up, we'll poke holes in something and then paint it. So you might want to get them cleaned up, you know, put them in, make you a piece of wood or something. It will burn the top of the wood, but it doesn't burn it bad. In the end, we'll show you what it does to the concrete.
So I'm predicting it's not going to do much to this because this is too clean, but maybe it'll get those little rusted. Oh, you're going to get that one. I thought you were getting that one
If
first.
you look
Okay.
inside here, there's a bunch of scale
okay.
rust in there, and we're going to shoot it, see what it does down hole instead of. I mean, it actually got a lot of that heavy.
I can't really see it. You get some light going through it.
Let me flip it
Is it
up.
hot? Did it get hot?
Oh yeah, it got hot.
It hasn't been getting very
Let
hot.
me get my flashlight. We'll show you what it looks. This one's the other side. You can kind of see what it looked like before. That's
Oh, I have a lot of crust in there.
yeah. That's what it. Let me flip. You see? Can you see in
Yeah,
there?
yeah, you,
See the
yeah,
crust?
right there, right there. Yep. All right.
Okay. This is the should be the uncrusted side. You can see that one how crusty it is.
Is this one we just did?
This is the one we just did.
Yeah, it burned a lot of it out of there. But it just wants to, it can't do, it doesn't, once it burns it up, it doesn't have anywhere for it to go, so you have to knock it all out.
Well, here's the side that we did do.
Yeah, it still has, you can still see the crust in there.
No,
It's just-
but
it's
it
just-
took a bunch of it out. I mean,
It does, it burns it up and it'll knock some of it off, but if it's more than, you know, 1/8 of an inch thick, you have to knock it off to something.
yeah, you might have to do it twice. I mean,
Yeah.
it will. Something we did learn is it will not remove graffiti from a brick wall.
Oh, darn, man, we've got some out back, that's too
Yeah,
bad.
that's what we tried it on.
All right, so what are we aiming on this one?
We got
Trying to get
some-
the rust in the
We
little.
got some
Oil.
oil buildup
All right.
and kind of crust in there, and we're gonna hit it.
All right.
Don't stay on the limit very long. It's fine. We're gonna fix
Oh, that cleaned up nice.
it. You know, what's really nice about it is take your stick usually and everything that'll
Loose stuff that's not
Yeah,
on.
loose.
Did it get warm at all?
it's such a thick piece of lemon. It's
Dissipate
warm,
the
but
heat.
it's not heat.
Well, that was nice.
Now we're gonna hit it. We got metal and aluminum right here. We're gonna see what happens up in here. This is a metal, just like a galvanized freeze plug, and that's, you know, just a stud and a roll pin. And you can see where it hits something it likes. It'll flare up and
Yeah.
And here,
Cleaned it off good.
and here we
What will
have
it do to
some.
the crud down there?
We have some actual. That is oxidation.
buildup, yeah.
It's oxidation. There's going to be some pits under there, and I'll show you in a second. And the nice thing about it is you're not shocking it. You can hold on to a part. I don't recommend it. If you have some kind of angle, but never shoot yourself with it.
Tilt it back up there again. Oh yeah.
Burn
So that's kind of, you can see that we let those. This one wasn't as done as much as, but you flip it around to this side, where you can see that all that oxidation is gone. That's what it did look like up there at the top, just that little bit there. That's good.
All right.
All right, the grime test. I think we've done some of this, and it's basically going to burn it. It'll look like a flame. Down to the metal, didn't it? It got all the way down to the metal.
Yeah, it went all the way down to the metal. We're gonna hit it where the sticker is and see what it does.
My guess is probably burn it up.
Oh yeah, it's probably gonna roast it. But I mean, what is it? The question is, you know that.
Yeah, it just knocked that off there. Wow, that did a lot more than I thought it was going to do.
And I mean, it heated it up where you could actually go in there and probably do it. Let's see what happens to the old sticker. And then we're gonna shoot it on some rubber.
Really nice on cold days. We need to do all this kind of work on cold days. Killed the sticker then. That's what we expected,
Yeah,
though.
the sticker's gone. Well, yeah, we expected that, but
And we're down to the bare metal.
yeah. All right, now here's
That's
oil, grease, rubber, everything you ever want in life. Question is,
cleaned that off. Nice. What did it do to the rubber? Nothing really. Well, it kind of scored it.
yeah. I think more of what we're seeing there, that's not rubber smoke, that's oil smoke from
Yeah, from the inside there.
Yeah. Now, on this side, we got old grease. There should be some holes in there, right? No, maybe not on this one. Some of the old ones were packed with something. Now, here's probably a lot of what you're going to be working on. Say you welded up in a floor pan, and you're going to go in there and remove all this crap.
Well, a lot of people, when they're using these on fenders and things, when they're using this new metal on fenders, they're having issues with the paint popping. So they're starting to have to remove the paint. I don't know if this will be good for that or not, but let's see what it does.
Let's put it right here and use the spot welder front. So that'll show you angles and everything. Now that, I mean,
Yeah, you can weld that.
you could go in there and weld on that after you,
That was quick.
yeah, versus getting in there with your little sander and sanding everything. And it does get into the corners. I mean, there's not much of a, just a little bit more. You don't
That's
want-
pretty thick paint too. You can see the edge of that. That's pretty thick that was on there. That's a pretty good job for it to take all that off. And we'll take paint off.
Let's see what happens when on a hot side here where it's already.
Yeah.
Gotta get it head on. You can't really angle it off there. Now here's the thing you don't want to do.
It missed.
Well, it will take the stains out of your concrete, kinda.
It will shoot. I mean, that's 3 feet at least.
But it will take the top layer off your concrete.
So what we bought it for, let's move over here. What we bought it for was hitting these frames. And so we got to hit that corner of that one right there. And one of the things you'll notice as he does it, and we learned this early on, you got to make sure nothing is behind it. Because wherever it misses, like if it goes through that hole right there, it will
Yeah, we'll take
work on whatever's on the other side.
Well, let's put this over there because if it hits that,
Yeah. You'll see it. You can see it hitting the floor underneath it. We actually had a truck door behind one, and it went through holes in the metal and scored the door. Fortunately, it was only a prime door, not a finished one. See, wherever it misses, it's now burning the floor at the same time. Now that's less than a minute's worth of work right there. And that one looked like that. And now it looks like that.
And there's not sand everywhere.
Yep.
I mean, you're not tapping on a frame for an hour trying to get all the sand out of all the little holes. I would like to take it over to that right there and hit some of
On what?
your
My Corvair?
Corvair.
Easy there, partner. I ain't decided what I'm doing with the paint on the Corvair yet.
Well, yeah, but we got some places where we got to fix it.
I don't know if I'm fixing any of them. I'm leaving them all like that. I think it looks good like this, don't y'all?
What else could we get? I mean, it doesn't really. I mean, we could hit plastic. Show what it does if it hits plastic. I don't think it'll do anything. But
It's not supposed to. We'll see. Ooh, it's melting it. I melted it.
maybe a little hotter now that I got it turned
Hey,
up.
clean this. Do this right here and see if we can see the reading on this.
I want to hit this now that we turned it up to.
Oh no, it took the ink off of it. Ah, there you go.
I want to turn it now that we got this turned up.
Right.
Let's try this milk coating again.
Just not enough on there for it to. Not enough impurity or.
Not enough for us. We ran this at 800, now we're at 1200. And we could turn it up to, actually, it does a little nicer on, a little bit higher there.
You can see after you hit it and then you hit it with that wire brush, it starts to get some shine back in.
I mean, it does really good on cast iron. This ain't bad. I mean, you could probably weld to that. I don't know, I guess we could throw a weld on it and come back later and, because a lot of times if you weld and you ain't get all that mill coating off, the weld will lay on top. But, it's pretty good.
It's going to be handy, that's for sure. We've already done a lot of work on it. I'll show you one of the cars here in a second that we've used it on.
I got something with it. I got an old piece out back.
So this is one of our latest projects, and we use the laser on it a bunch. This car was left under a carport for about 20 years. And all of that area right there was solid rust underneath the doors. All of that area, that was all solid rust. And you had to have something that would get into these tight areas and work. And that's the primary reason we bought this laser, was to get into these areas and knock that off. This car was full of rats' nests and rusted, and so we decided we would get the laser to work on that. And you can see all that area right there was hit with it, all the rust removed. And you can see back there where we missed and what it does to the paint when you shine through it. It will remove the paint from quite a distance, so you have to be careful with it. This car is actually going to keep its original paint job. I know it doesn't look great, but that was kind of our purpose of it. It's going to get a coyote swap. And we wanted to preserve it. We will clean it up, buff it out as good as it can get, maybe make some minor corrections to it. But we wanted it to look like the original car. It'll have a TCI, total cost involved suspension in it. You can see we've already started installing all of that here. And it'll drive amazing with that Coyote in it and all that suspension. But it will look like an original 1970 Mach 1 Mustang.
This is the bottom cowl panel out of that Mustang. You know, this is where your fresh air and all that comes in. We deleted that. We did a fresh air delete.
This is what this whole car looked like on the inside where I just showed you. This is what it looked like all throughout the inside, all this surface rust where rats had made nests and pissed in it and had one window down and rain got in it. It did quite a bit of damage to it. But
It looked a lot like this.
yeah.
A lot of places. But here's seam sealer from the factory. And this is, you know, that's factory seam sealer. This is just the factory paint. I did turn it up because I know that we're gonna have to put some.
So you're on 2,000 now?
I'm on 1,500.
1,500.
We've never done anything at 2,000. 1,500 is always as high as we've gone. Here we go.
Now we normally have a fan in here behind us, but because of the noise it makes, we're not doing it right now. But we normally put a fan in here to blow all of that away from whoever's doing the lasering. You don't want to breathe that stuff. We're going through several layers right here.
See when it's not doing anything. That's right there is not doing anything. Get over here.
Woo!
It's a real blessing indoors.
Boy, it really did take that off there, didn't it? I can feel quite a bit of heat coming off that. It's getting pretty hot because it's got so much debris on there. You can see it basically just turned that into junk, which if you take anything, it'll just knock off there from there.
And this is the painted surface where it's just clean paint. I mean, it really does a great job. Anywhere you have that seam sealer, it's going to take some extra work. Same as it would with heat sandblasting, but you're not putting so much heat in the panel that I think it would warp it on just a large area panel. And like sandblasting, sandblasting has its place and it's good. But this turns that old seam sealer into just straight carbon, and you can brush most of it away. You could go back over it again. Matter of fact, we will and see if it.
Yeah, once you get down to that rust level, then you can hit it again.
Let's see what happens again here.
We've knocked all that seam sealer off there
Well, a lot
that
of
we've just burned up. And let's see what it does now to it. Still got its crust. You have to still knock off there. But what happens to that area that you already knocked off? Hit that right there.
And that's where we were before, and you can see what's hiding underneath.
Holes.
Yeah, more holes.
This car
I
was
mean,
pretty rusted out
Where
on the
it's just
inside.
paint, I mean, it is awesome. When you get into the seam sealer, it don't matter whether you're sandblasting or using.
So basically, we found it's most effective on surface rust and paint.
Yeah, yeah. And it will, we've used it to clean up an engine block on it. You know, it does that to an engine
Yeah.
block, you know, cast
Yeah,
iron.
yeah.
Does a great job. But, I mean, it has its limitations. There is no magic cure for restoration stuff and rust and corrosion.
But it,
But that kind of
Helps
gives
out a
you
lot.
an idea of what, you know, I really like it because it's a lot faster and a lot cleaner than a sandblasting. I mean, I don't know what it would do to a whole car. I'd like to try it just on an old piece of sheet metal. We might bring one of those up there. I got an old car we might bring up here and just shoot part of it just to
see what it does.
see what it does on you know, thin metal, old paint. And
Well,
plus
we-
it's probably old lacquer paint, which I'd like to see what do on old lacquer paint. So
All right. Well, there's our demo of the laser.
this is the company.
Advanced laser.
Yeah.
I have a brochure and stuff in there with their website. They were pretty good. Saw them at SEMA.
And this is the controls right here. You have to push the stop cleaning. It'll say ready for cleaning. And to activate it, you have to push this button twice. And you push it once and then let off, push it again, and it shoots. Do not close this lens with any of these buttons on. They'll tell you just kill the power at all of it, hit the E-stop, whatever you want to do, but do not close that lens. It's not going to hurt you, but what it will do is it'll affect the lenses, and we'll show you the lenses. Matter of fact, I'm going to hit stop cleaning, I'm going to peel that, and I'm going to kill that. These are the lenses that it comes with, and they send you a bunch of them. We've used, I'd say probably every 8 hours of use, we've probably gone through a lens. These are to clean your lenses if you need to clean one. Use straight alcohol to do it. That's for another piece. These are the lenses themselves. I'm not going to take it out of the package. We might have an old one. This is your secondary lens, the one that you will replace most often. And to replace it, you just grab it right here, and you pull that out, and that lens you just push it out with your finger. And I wear gloves when I put the new one in so you don't get anything on it. It has these holes down here. You want to make sure you keep those holes clean because that keeps the stuff from coming back into the laser.
Is that where the air is coming out?
This is where the air is coming out. It runs on very little air. I mean, you can go a long time. You can hook it to you can hook it to oxygen, or they've got different. It comes with an oxygen regulator, a USB attachment. You can run this off your phone if you wanted. I don't know why you would. It comes with this air dryer. Bring it back. Come back here. It comes with the air dryer. It does not come with this. I went to the local Ace Hardware and got me this little barb fitting to screw in here. It does not come with that fitting, so you'll have to get one of those to get started. It uses the same plug as the welder. Should have done a little better on that, but it just uses the same plug, the same welder extension cord. That come with this. It has a little apron that you can wear if you want to wear that. It came with these glasses. I wear the glasses. This is just 91% isopropyl for cleaning lenses. It does have two lenses. I'm not going to take this one out, but this is the hyper focus lens, I guess. If you get a spot at all, if you have the power on and you close this and you leave it closed too long, it will actually burn a spot in one of those lenses and ruin that lens. And then it's not the end of the world. Pull these two screws out right here, and you can change that lens out. And then that back you go again. I mean, it's really serviceable. I mean, I've enjoyed it so far. But like I say, they gave you plenty of lenses to mess up like this. You don't want to be, you want to keep a distance when you're doing it. You don't want to be right here doing it. You want to keep a distance so that that air has a chance to work to blow that stuff off of there, so that you don't contaminate your lens. That's my biggest recommendation. Make sure you stay at least 12 inches away from whatever you're doing, if possible. Sometimes when you get up those frames, you got to get up in there, but I mean, you just got to do what you got to do at that point. I mean, it really works nice. And like I say, the customer service with this company has been really good. They helped us out when we had problems. They helped us reset it. I can't say enough about them. The laser most likely comes from China, I'm pretty sure. But the company that we're dealing with, that we got this one through, excellent.
All right.
That's the laser.
That's the laser. Bye for now.